Hello and welcome to this week's episode. I'm going to do a little new kind of type of video, and I'm going to do a serie. This particular episode is the first episode of a series that I'm going to do about sugar addiction. So in this first video I'm going to talk about what sugar addiction are, how it works. Next week's episode is going to be with an interview with My Westerdahl. She's a very big celebrity, or what you call it here in Sweden, about low carb and high fat diet, and she have a really big past with sugar addiction that she have overwon, and she have lost a lot of weight with this. And the last episodes, so in 3 weeks, that episode is going to be about how you can actually solve this kind of problem. If you realize after these episodes that you have a sugar addiction, maybe you want to take some action on it, and I'm going to give you some tools that you can apply in your life with those with that episode. A subject when you're talking about sugar addiction is that we have in our brain two different areas. One area is particularly mammals area, where we have like all our surroundings and we are caring and like the emotional side of us, and we also have this, they call it the reptile brain, and the reptile brain is just the basic, the survival, like the human instincts. So it's very important when you're talking about sugar addiction or addiction overall that you're talking about this terminology of these two different areas in your brain. In a person who have a brain that is addicted, you have in the reptile brain has taking over. The biochemistry is allowing that one to take over. So all this caring and stuff, the mammal's brain isn't going to be so effective because the other one part is taking over. When you're talking about addiction, it's three concepts that you need to have in mind. First of all, it's the social using of the drug. So if we take sugar, for example, and there is people who just can take one bite of something sugary-ish on the weekends, or take one glass of wine to the dinner or anything. There we have the social use, because there they are not feeling that they need more. They can no, I don't want that, if they don't feel like they need that particular thing or substitute. And then we have the second concept that you should be aware of, and that is harmful use. Harmful use you can describe when people is going on vacation and they going away from home. They are just feeling now I can eat, I can just shove everything in, I'm not caring, and they feel really sick afterwards and thinking they're going to puke or anything. They often eat more than they were supposed to do, but then when they get home over from vacation or from the weekends or anything, they take the consuming down and just eat normal again, but they can feel very hangover for a couple of days, and then they return to normal again. And then we have the third concept, that is the addiction state. And the addiction state is actually a state when you often is born into, and here you have already a changed biochemistry in your brain. You really need to learn how to live with this condition. But you can also grow into this depending on culture and how you're living and stuff. So that if you are changing your brain and the biochemistry in it. Some science are actually now talking about what factors that can create from a normal brain to an addiction brain, and how we are living today, how it will reflect and affect our lives. And if you are going to develop a brain that is addicted, something to be aware of when you have a normal brain is that as I said, you can develop a brain that have addiction. And the scientists have actually looked at the substitute of high fructose corn syrup, and this substitute is actually worse. It's like 10 times worse, or I don't know, a lot of worse than the real sugar are, because this is also changing your biochemistry really effective. The definition of addiction is that you can't resist to take the drug. How much you want it, you can't resist it, and you can't like see, you have an ability to not see the effects that and the consequences that the drug is going to bring you. The disease is coming in like different episodes, so in some cases you are just symptom free and you can live like other people, and sometimes you just like lock yourself in and just eating or whatever kind of addiction you have, you just focusing all on that particular drug. So if you have addiction, it's very important to search up for help and go to a clinic that is specialized on different type of addictions, because otherwise it's going to ruin the life for the person. A lot of addictions is like very outspread, like they can be addicted to sugar and alcohol, and you can have like all of different components together, because you are this kind of person who is falling under this category of people that have this changed biochemistry and are much more easily addicted. So a lot of people think they eating because they are depressed, but actually they can show today that that is not the case actually. Often you're eating because your nutrients, because the food that you're eating and the normal food of today is so poor on nutrients. So that's why the body is just craving more and more, and therefore you're just eating, and then it's like this whole loop of side effects and reactions that is coming, and you are eating more and more and more. So it's really important to take the source, like balance, and do a biochemical reparation, so you fix the imbalance and so you can be on the right track. So that was the thing I had to say for today's episode. So don't miss out the next week episode. Then I have My Westerdahl, who is coming, and she had lost 95 kilo when she realized that she had a sugar addiction. So she's really super inspirational, so you don't want to miss that out. So make sure that you hit the subscribe button so you get notified when I'm uploading that. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps me to create content. And take care. So I will see you guys next week.